Hi guys, welcome to Hoops Junction. Today we're talking about Phil Jackson and Carmelo Anthony. Recently, Phil Jackson has been really reaming Carmelo Anthony in the media. He's been giving a lot of his opinions on Melo and stating that he believes Melo can be Michael Jordan in the triangle offense, or Kobe Bryant, or even Shaq, like in the triangle offense. But Melo likes to break a lot of rules, which one of them include holding the ball, becoming a ball stopper. Instead of moving the basketball, he's holding the ball a lot. And Melo took exception to that, and they had a sit-down meeting, I believe it was 3 days ago, in which he expressed to Phil, why is it every single time my name comes up in the media, you have something negative to say about me? Now, is Phil Jackson unfairly targeting Carmelo Anthony? At first glance, it may appear so. In my opinion, this is exactly what Carmelo Anthony needs. He needs people to hold him accountable. He needs people to say, Melo, you're a superstar. You're a megastar. You can carry teams. Why aren't you playing like this? Why are you playing down to the competition and not playing above the competition consistently? Melo, in his entire career, has not had that. When he had it with George Karl, the Nuggets, they went far. You know, he had teammates to keep him accountable, and Chauncey Billups. George Karl was able to somewhat take the Nuggets far. They would always make it to the playoffs, but never go that far, except for that one Western Conference Finals appearance. And in the East, same thing. You know, they kind of went to the playoffs, and that was about it when he came to the Knicks. But he had players to keep him accountable. Jason Kidd, Rasheed Wallace. There are numerous other veterans that were on that team that kept him accountable. And now, because Melo was paid all this money, everybody's supposed to just not say what's on their mind. Phil Jackson essentially is saying exactly what the media is saying. He's saying exactly what fans are saying. There are already fans, due to the emergence of Kristaps Porzingis, saying that Melo should hand over the reins to Kristaps because Kristaps is a better player. He's a better passer. Now think about this. Melo actually has more assists this season than Kristaps Porzingis, but the perception is so bad that fans don't even want to give Melo a chance. This is exactly what Melo needs. He needs people to keep it real with him, to keep it funky with him. He needs people in his corner that are not yes men, people that can see his potential and say, hey, dude, you're a great player, but you're not playing great. You're just playing good. Play great every night. And that's essentially what Phil Jackson is doing. Because if you know Phil Jackson's track record, he talked badly about Jordan. He would talk about Jordan, you know, shooting too much. He would talk about decision making when it was awful. He talked about Kobe all the time. He said Kobe was sometimes he's a gunner. You know, he's a youth. He doesn't understand the relationship with Shaq. He talked about Shaq being out of shape at times. He talked about all of his stars. Now, mind you, I just mentioned Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I just mentioned Shaquille O'Neal. What do they all have in common? Multiple championships. So you expect Phil Jackson, somebody that talked trash about his own players who won multiple championships, to not talk trash about you, you've never won anything. You haven't won anything. Not an MVP, nothing. You think that he's not going to talk about you? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. That's like somebody owning a fast sports car and they're talking about how slowly it shifts and how they're not getting a lot of seconds on a corner. And then they get in your car, you know, you might drive like a Mazda Miata, or you might even drive a Mercedes-Benz. And they get in your car and they're just like, this car is garbage. Because they're so used to driving such a high-end vehicle, and they know what the performance is. Phil Jackson knows what Carmelo's performance could possibly be. And honestly, I believe a lot of fans know exactly what Carmelo Anthony's performance could be in life. But what we're getting is an average Melo. It's an average Melo. A lot of games he's there, but he doesn't play that Melo basketball. That's why I stated in a couple of videos before, he's not Melo anymore. It's just Carmelo Anthony. Like, he's just a regular player a good player, but he's not the Melo that we once knew. He's not the Melo that carries teams on his back like he used to back in Denver and earlier in New York. So, is he being targeted? Yes, but it's not because it's meant to be malicious. I believe Phil Jackson is trying to give him something to aim for. Even if it's not in the triangle offense, let's scrap that whole triangle offense idea because they're not running it. They might run some variations of it sometimes. They're not running it. They're running basic pick and roll and other plays. Maybe a little bit of Princeton offense. He's saying, Melo, you have the capability to be way better than what you are now. If you would stop being a ball hog, or a ball stopper, or if you would make quicker decisions and move the ball a little bit quicker than what you're used to, then we can see that potential. When somebody says that you can be like a Michael Jordan, a Kobe Bryant, when they give you that big of a compliment, it's not a diss. It's not a diss, ladies and gentlemen. That's like somebody saying to you, let's just say you're a singer, they're saying, hey, you sing pretty good, but if you would practice hard enough, you could sound just like Beyonce. I see where you could head. That's not a diss. But it's just because Phil, his delivery he's not a sugarcoating kind of guy. He's not going to sugarcoat you what he thinks about you. And that's exactly what Carmelo needs. He has way too many people in his corner just saying he's great. There's not enough people saying, hey, Melo, you're not diving around on defense. There's not enough people saying, hey, you're not getting back on defense enough. There are not enough people that are in his ear that are telling him exactly what he needs to be doing. And that's not Phil's job. That's the coach's job. But Phil's in dire straits in New York because he's made so many decisions that are questionable, and his comments about LeBron James, everybody's like all over his case. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to get back to the focus of his team, and he's trying to keep them accountable. And honestly, nobody likes to be held accountable. Nobody likes to be called out. I would hate to be called out. Sometimes when I write an article, somebody doesn't agree with it, they call me out, and I just have to respond to it. I have to deal with it. Sometimes if I get a fact wrong, somebody fact checks me. Hey, no, this is 10, this is 3. And I say thank you. Makes me stay on my P's and Q's. Everything that comes at you negatively sometimes in life is just there to enhance your performance. Just like when the media kills an athlete. Everybody's like, oh, he's unfairly judged. The media is crazy. You guys get on this case. But the media is keeping you honest. Because without the media, you don't know if you're playing well. You don't know the temperature of your fan base. You don't know how the rest of the league sees you. So the media keeps you honest. If you're making bullheaded plays, the media will tell you that. If you're playing well, the media will tell you that. So at the end of the day, I believe that Melo, these are certain things that he has to hear. Even though it feels like he's being unfairly targeted, that's okay as well. You can feel like you're unfairly targeted. Let that show in your play. Play a little bit better. Play at a higher level. Don't give us 35 against the Sacramento Kings, and then when you go to play the next game or the game before against a high octane opponent like the Cleveland Cavaliers, you give us like 8 points. Don't do that. Don't do that to us, because we know you can get 35 a night. Period. So let's see that play. Let's see that high octane play. Even if you feel like it's a criticism that Phil Jackson is being unfair to Melo, honestly say, is there another gear that Melo can get to? If you believe that there's another gear that he can get to consistently, then Phil Jackson's comments are valid. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Let me know what you feel about this. Is Phil unfair, or is Melo justified in trying to have a sit down with him? Because like Kobe said, Phil's going to talk. People are going to talk, but what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Take care. Peace.